In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Fortnite Sued a Teenager. Now, this video is made by Timmy FNBR, who makes some amazing Fortnite documentaries. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below, and let's get into the video.
Fortnite is suing a teenager. Yes, you heard that correctly.
Why?
If you haven't seen these screenshots circulating on social media, they're from the legal case Epic Games versus Sebastian Araujo. Epic Games, of course, being the parent company of Fortnite, and Sebastian Araujo, some of you might know, but under a different name. He uses the gamer tag Subortian. This lawsuit accuses Sebastian of cheating in Fortnite. And for those of you wondering why Epic Games would go all the way as to sue someone just for cheating in a video game, well, he wasn't using these cheats in public matches. In fact, he was using them in competitive play to gain an advantage and earn thousands of dollars in tournaments across multiple accounts over a series of months. And with Epic's lawyers having Sebastian in their sights, he has completely disappeared. Now, after reaching out to Sebastian, his previous teammates, and his friends, I have only heard back from a couple of them who have all declined to comment because they're scared that Epic Games is coming after them too. Today, I'm going to be telling the entire story of Subortian and his lawsuit versus Epic Games. If you're a fan of Fortnite, you've probably come across one or two or maybe like 25 hackers during your time playing the game. I think I've come across one. These guys are everywhere, ruining your ranked games, constantly causing trouble in competition, and sometimes even teaming up with the highest ranked players to earn more money. Some of you may have seen my last video about the cheating problem in Fortnite, and although that one was very informative about how people are cheating, this one is going to go into a lot more nitty-gritty about the legal consequences and dangers of cheating. And for those of you who haven't seen that video yet, I'm going to do a very quick recap of what we talked about. Hackers have been a problem since the beginning of gaming, and Fortnite has been no different. And with these hackers getting worse and worse, it's gotten to the point where cash cups were unplayable, and especially in the zero builds game mode. For those of you that don't know, Epic Games even had to remove cash cups in the zero build game mode because pretty much every single leaderboard was filled with exclusively cheaters. With all of this buzz, people were starting to take notice of the hacker problem.
We've now had a lot of pros play with people who have been accused a lot of cheating.
This guy can literally shoot through walls. He just...
Typical gamer. Clicks.
Wow, bro. He smashes gold. It's the fucking cheaters. It's the fucking cheaters. Oh my god!
They were watching all of the times that streamers got killed by hackers in Fortnite.
Just to summarize the entire situation, basically there's a ton of hackers, and players like me, and I'm sure a lot of you, are fed up with the way the game was going.
Billion-dollar company, bro. Literally multi-billion that does collabs to exploit children, by the way, fired their whole staff team. Kids are fucking cheating, streaming, and they still can't get rid of them. This game has been out for 5-7 years!
Until recently, Fortnite was not doing much about any of this. Although Epic Games does have the easy anti-cheat, which is one of the best anti-cheats in gaming equipped, it just wasn't stopping the cheaters. But on November 26th, Fortnite announced their plans for Chapter 6, along with a lengthy list of changes coming to the competitive integrity rules in tournaments. Just to name a few, they're introducing FNCS divisional cups that require players to advance through multiple rounds of competition before being able to compete for that cold hard cash. And for those of you wondering how that will stop hackers, basically the idea is if you have to play 2 tournaments before getting to the 3rd tournament where you can earn money, well then Epic Games is more likely to catch you hacking before you actually get a chance to earn money. On top of that, another rule that was put in place is that if you're caught playing with a cheater in a tournament, you will now face a 28-day competitive ban. And if you get caught a second time, well, you risk being banned permanently. On top of that, anybody who receives a 14-day or longer competitive ban cannot compete in FNCS tournaments that season or whatever the next FNCS after your ban is. And perhaps the most important announcement, which is most relevant to what we're talking about today, Epic has promised to ramp up legal action against both players who cheat and cheat sellers. Although this is shocking, it isn't completely new for Fortnite. There have been a few rare cases of Epic Games suing cheat sellers, but they have been very few and far between. In 2017, Epic Games sued a 14-year-old who was advertising hacks on his YouTube channel. And then again in 2022, Epic Games sued a different cheater known as Blaze FN. Blaze was selling cheats alongside inactive accounts with rare skins and a whole bunch of other things that go against Epic TOS. Like I said, I did a full video already explaining a lot of that stuff, but I just want you guys to have a full picture of what's happened up until this point. But other than those two examples and a couple other smaller cases that were settled outside of the courtroom, there haven't been a ton of people catching cases from cheating in Fortnite. So when this new rule came out with Epic saying they were going to start taking legal action, a lot of people didn't believe them until now.
I like Chapter 2.
On December 16, 2024, just 4 days before I'm recording this video, Epic Games launched a lawsuit against another known cheater named Subortian or Sebastian Araujo. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of information about Subortian. As soon as he heard that he was being sued by Epic, he privated all of his accounts that were once public and also has stopped talking to everybody online. But what we do know from Epic's legal paperwork is that he does live in the state of California in the United States, and he is 18 years or older because otherwise they would have had to keep his name private. As far as Subortian's Fortnite career goes, his Wikipedia page says that he came into the competitive scene on April 8th of 2023 at DreamHack San Diego.
How do you figure out this stuff,
He
like,
didn't do too well, coming only in 21st in the qualifying rounds. While we don't know if this was his first official tournament, because we do have proof that he had switched accounts many times, this was the first tournament attributed to his main account, so we're gonna count that as his first. Following this tournament's poor performance, Subortian mostly focused on playing zero builds. He would compete in a few cash cups throughout the end of 2023 and into the beginning of 2024. Subortian would only ever play on the NA region and rarely placed higher than 50th. Then later on in 2024, something seemed to click. And that thing was most likely the cheats that he had installed on his PC. On March 28th of 2024, Sebastian placed third in a weekly duos console cash cup, earning $650. Following that cash cup, he started consistently placing higher and even playing in multiple regions outside of North America like Europe and OCE. He ended up getting multiple first place finishes in zero build cash cups. And at the beginning of this video, I told you guys, zero build cash cups were where all of the cheaters went to win. And while Sebastian's official Wikipedia page only lists his earnings at $4,650, he was known to have a variety of burner accounts. That way he could play tournaments without getting banned. Or sometimes he would get banned and then just move on to playing on another account with a VPN. So with all of this being said, and some of the personal statements I have heard, I would estimate that the total amount of money that he made is almost $50,000 from hacking in Fortnite. And as a legit player myself, this is hugely frustrating. Knowing that every single cash cup, I'm going to be going up against a ton of hackers, trying to steal as much money as possible, it kind of makes me feel hopeless getting into the competitive scene. How are young players or old guys like me supposed to practice or even attempt to make a name for themselves in competitive if they keep getting ran down by aimbotters every cash cup? Obviously, many people were annoyed at hackers in general, but especially Sebastian, because he wasn't exactly hiding his hacks. It was pretty obvious to everybody in the community that this guy was fully rage hacking. In fact, he was called out multiple times on Twitter by other players, including one of the best Fortnite players of all time, Malibuca. As you can see from the screenshot that Malibuca tweeted, Subortian is at the top of the leaderboard, and then Malibuca says that the entire top 5 are rage cheating. Whether or not all of them are cheating, I don't know, but Malibuca seems to to know what he's talking about, and we do know for a fact now that Subortian was cheating, which means a lot of those other people probably were too. Because of all this attention, Epic Games needed to do something. Every time his account would get banned, he would just come back on another one, sometimes even using the same name again. Nothing was working, so Epic Games had to take the next logical step. They were going to court.
Chapter 3, Punishment.
On December 18th of 2024, Epic Games announced on their competitive Twitter page that they were launching a lawsuit against a player who was caught cheating in official tournaments. This tweet was in response to the original changes in community policing that were announced back in November that I mentioned before. So this was clearly Epic Games saying that they would live up to their word and finally hold cheaters accountable. While Epic Games didn't announce on the Twitter who this lawsuit was against, it wasn't very hard to find the cheater. All these sleuths on Twitter and other social medias quickly deduced that the unlucky cheater was none other than Subortian. After finding that out, I used a public records lookup to get access to the complaint filed by Epic Games, and I read all 21 pages so that you guys don't have to. And before I tell you what the contents is, I want you all to know that this is all public information that you can find yourself, so this isn't me giving away anything secret that I shouldn't. I'll even leave the link to the complaint by Epic Games down below in the description so you guys can read it in detail if for some reason you want to do that. But for those of you who aren't going to read it and would rather hear me explain it, here we go. For those of you who aren't legal gurus, a complaint in a lawsuit is basically the document that starts off the lawsuit. It's filled out by the plaintiff, which in this case is Epic Games, who is the person that's complaining about somebody else's action. And on this complaint, it lists all of the allegations against the defendant, also known as Sebastian, who is the person that allegedly did something wrong. In this complaint, it defines Sebastian as a cheater who uses aimbot and wall hacks. Despite being banned multiple times, he continues to make fake accounts and uses spoofers to cheat at the game. Epic Games claimed that Sebastian is allegedly violating them in 4 different ways: circumvention of technological measures, breach of contract, copyright infringement, and fraud in the inducement. And if those 4 phrases were confusing to you, they were to me too, so I did a little bit of research, and I'm going to break down exactly what Epic Games is claiming in the most simple possible terms. The first claim, which is circumvention of technological measures, sounds very complicated, but essentially it's pretty simple. Sebastian is allegedly going out of his way and completely ignoring the anti-cheat systems that were put in place to stop hacking. He uses things like a multi-computer DMA setup and spoofers. For the second claim, the breach of contract, this is more obvious. His actions directly violated multiple contracts that he agreed to during his time playing competitively. As gamers, we randomly agree to so many contracts and terms of service and never really think about what we're signing. For those of you that don't know, that little thing that pops up before you start a new Fortnite tournament where you have to hit agree is essentially a contract. And if you're like me and you're a legit player, you don't even worry about reading them because it's not going into your mind that you're going to get caught for doing anything. But when you're a hacker, things get a little bit more tricky. So essentially, this breach of contract is that Sebastian clicked that little agree button, but didn't actually do what he agreed to do. Third, Epic Games has claimed copyright infringement, and this one might not be as obvious. However, when you use cheats, you are essentially using a version of Fortnite that is warped to allow things like aimbot and wall hacks to work. These are considered unauthorized use of the game's software code. When he was banned the first time, Fortnite terminated his end user license agreement, which means he can never play Fortnite again. But by making a new account, he bypassed Epic, further infringing on their copyright. And finally, the most confusing of the 4 for me, fraud in the inducement. But after doing a little bit of research, it wasn't so difficult to understand. What fraud in the inducement basically means is that you trick somebody else into signing an agreement. So for example, I'm trying to sell you my old car. I can tell you that nothing's wrong with it, but secretly I know that the engine doesn't work and the car won't run. But I make you sign a contract, and after you buy it, it breaks down on the highway driving home. That would be fraud in the inducement because I lied to get you to sign a contract.
Okay.
However, in this case, Sebastian made fake accounts after getting banned. And according to Epic Games lawyers, he did this at least 3 times that we know about. And he accepted the Fortnite EULA with these accounts 9 whole times. Not to mention, he also entered into 18 tournaments, accepting the tournament agreement each time. Since Sebastian knowingly made fake accounts to deceive Epic Games, this could be considered fraud. And that's enough of the legal jargon for this video. Now I'm gonna explain what the consequences of this actually might be. At this time, we don't know exactly how much money or what consequences Epic Games is looking for, but it would have to match on some level to the damage that Epic Games took because of his hacking.
True.
And to be clear, this
The
isn't
money?
as simple as just paying back the money that he stole. This cost Epic Games way more than the $50,000 that he took from cheating in competition. Because of the hacking that's been going on, many players have quit the game. This means less people are playing and
So they probably
spending
lost
their
more money on
hard-earned
it.
cash on the newest Skibbity Toilet back bling. And
Dang,
although I
dude.
don't know exactly how much money Epic Games wants, there was some insider information that Aussie Antics said he had on Twitter where Epic Games might be seeking up to $200,000 in this
$200,000?
lawsuit. However, the final payout could be less
That's
than
insane.
this or even way more, depending on how everything plays out in court. So far, Epic Games lawyers have a pretty good track record of stuff like this, so if I was Sebastian, I would have also
That's so
disappeared
ass.
from the internet too.
The verdict. What is
As
the
I said
verdict?
earlier in the video, I did reach out to Sebastian for comment, as well as some of his friends on Discord and previous teammates, and even the ones that did talk to me didn't want their names or anything that I could associate back to them to be put in this video
Damn.
because they are scared. And with all of this being
I'd be
public
scared, shit.
information in the courts, there is only going to be more coming out, and who knows if this is going to stop with Sebastian, because Epic Games could be coming after everybody,
Billion-dollar company
including
can
you.
keep suing.
Well, that's if you're a cheater. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This one was super interesting and took me a lot of research, so please do hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed. Comment down below whether
Heck
or
yeah,
not
let's
you
go,
think
Timmy.
that Epic Games should be suing
I think they should
Sebastian.
sue all
And
those
as
cheaters,
always,
all of
watch
them.
this video right here. I will see you guys in the next one. I love you all. Thank you for all the support. Enjoy the holidays and the new year, and I will see you soon. Peace.
Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And if there's a video you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. Peace.